Hello, fam. It's your Uncle Tim. This is Uncle Tim Rants and Reviews, the channel where I rant and I review. First of all, fam, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the love and the support, and thank you for all the positive energy. This is not just a channel. This is a community of collectors talking about things dealing with collecting. And to everybody that went over to Facebook and joined the group Uncle Tim Rants and Reviews, thank you for showing up and showing out. Thank you for showing things that we haven't seen. Thank you for showing us stuff that is new to arrive at these discount stores. And, we're looking and we're finding stuff. Man, we live in some of the best moments of our lives right now as collectors. And that's a damn good thing. People are finding shit. But we're going to have an adult conversation today. Someone told me there are more kids back in the day in the 80s that were missing. They were all on milk cartons. And, it was just an epidemic. People were missing in groves. There were kidnappings and all of this stuff. And it was like now, because back then you could send a 7-year-old, I don't give a damn if he was in a rural area, in a urban area, you could send a 7-year-old 2 blocks up the street to the damn grocery store with a note telling them what you want to get. Give them a carton, give them a pack of cigarettes, a beer, and some tobacco and shit. They'll get to you. Put it right in a bag, put it in your back, put it in either the sack, put it in your pocket, somewhere. But they were able to do this shit. I hear so many people talking about it was so bad back in the 80s, how, people were coming up missing so fast. In the 80s, yeah, people were coming up missing. But now the shit is crazy as fuck. 1,000 kids came up missing in what, Ohio? Over a course of what, 2 months? 1,000 people came up missing, what, in Texas? What? People go missing in Montana? What the hell are we talking about? We're talking thousands of people. Have you realized that? Have you even thought of that? See, people talk about how bad shit was back in the day. It ain't got shit to do with how bad shit is today. Back then, we didn't have the technology that everybody have now. We didn't have the internet, cell phones, and shit like that. I understand the world is more populated now. I get it. Yes, I do understand that. But if you look back in the 80s, shit, we had pay phones. Most people didn't have house phones. You know what? Parents talked to their kids and told them what not to do and what to do. Parents taught me how to use a gun. I may not remember sometimes, but they taught me how to properly use a knife. Motherfucker, I was in the South part of the time. So you thinking about a lot of this shit and people don't understand. You were taught this shit. And you was taught not to hurt yourself. You went hunting with your parents. You respected the land. You didn't kill shit that you wouldn't know eat. You wasn't killing for sport. You understood that other hunters was in the woods. You understood all that shit. And there were other things in the woods. That sometimes if you killed something, they took it. And you let them take it because you understood you don't want that smoke that came along with them. Because it wasn't just one of them, it was them. They didn't give a shit about you. We talk about people coming up missing. There's more motherfuckers coming up missing from other circumstances than any damn thing. Motherfucker, back in the day, you go in the South and shit, you go in the woods, you go missing. People are like, oh no, maybe some of those backwoods people got them and did something to them. No. This is why I say you never go peeing in the woods. You never shit in the woods. You never do neither one of those. This is why you shouldn't have porta potties in the fucking woods. You are marking your territory. If something else already owns that territory or got a that's they spot, you just challenged. You hear about a lot of these cryptids and how people are saying that they're crazy and they this and that, and people making noises in the woods and just making loud crazy noises, and the things come to you and you sit there and be wondering to yourself, why is this thing bothering you? Making too much fucking noise. It's letting you know, stop, but you keep doing the shit. It's like you in places and you don't know what's going on. Sometimes you gotta leave shit alone. Again, people won't fuck with you. Things won't fuck with you. But you know what? I went off subject here. I'm so sorry. But I just had to talk about that because, people make it seem like it's just traffickers that kidnap people. People being kidnapped from Disney. You know what? I want to ask you something. How do you think these rings work? There are hotels that got passageways in them, built in. Hotels right now being sued because of trafficking. Brother, this shit goes deeper than you could ever imagine. You don't know what they're doing with these kids. It's just not what you think, sex trafficking and shit like that. Some of these kids go on a dark web and being tortured, and some of them, dude, I couldn't tell you. Some of them are being used for some nefarious shit. So you got to keep this in mind. I hear so many people talk about everything that's going on. There's a lot going on out here, man. There's some sick individuals. People make it seem like sick individuals live in some far off land. The motherfucker live right next to you. That guy that had those the three girls in the basement that time, and the black guy kicked the door in because the girl was trying to come out, and she was saying that he was going to kill them that night, and he got them all out of there. Bruh, that was right next door. Motherfucker, it wasn't off in some rural place. It was right next door to regular damn people. See, I'm telling you, shit is real. People don't understand how real shit is until they sit back and experience shit. This is why I say you don't know how fucked up is. Shit is not off in the far depths of the world and shit, in some third world country where people be thinking horrible shit happens. Man, there's shit that happen everywhere. Man, it's just crazy. I was just understanding some things that people are just weird. Keep in mind, what are we doing? We're blaming a generation, people that lived in a generation of the 80s, saying that, they didn't teach their kids nothing. People in the 70s didn't teach their kids nothing. You taught them. They understood. You had a thing called parenting. You had a thing called a village. You had a thing called church. Most people don't go to church anymore. Most people don't have that village mentality. Most people, if you touch my kid, I'm going to hurt you. And your kid out here touching every damn body else. This is where this shit changes at. This is why everything is so fucked up. Everybody's so individualized and, they taking things for heart. I remember watching this TV program. It was the news. And this old lady was living in his house. Old lady. She was like 80 or 90. And these boys were out there busting her windows. And she told them to stop. She had a gun. She said, please stop. Boy just kept busting her windows. She shot him. I don't know how old. I think the boy was like between like 10 and 15. And I know you like, but this is where you have a conversation. I said, look, you don't have conversations at this time. People are not listening to you. How could you have a conversation when people are not listening to you? How could you tell somebody stuff if they don't want to hear what you got to say? Sometimes people don't understand shit until it's too late. And the lady said, I was defending my house. She said, I was so damn scared. They were just busting my windows for no apparent no reason. She said, now I gotta move because I'm being threatened. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Then they asked this one lady, if that was your child, what would you do? She said, if that was my child, I hurt her ass because you don't shoot my kid, even though he was busting your window. Wait, what? So your lack of fucking parenting is causing other people harm, distress. um, making you feel not safe in your own home. That's crazy as hell. This is why I say we need accountability. I think the accountability is gone. I think the last generation that probably had it was what, 2000? After that, accountability went out the window. Nobody accountable for shit no more. Well, I didn't do it. My whole thing is, if I done it, I raise my hand. Hey, I did that. Tim, did you do this? Yes, I did. I did this. This was my mistake. You let people know. But see, people don't understand that. They're looking for people to blame. Everybody wants to be a victim and don't want to be a victim at the same damn time. This is what happens in these damn situations where people are just feeling some kind of way, man. A lot of people have been talking about the border control and all of that stuff. And they're talking about how, a lot of times when immigrants come into the country, they're not just coming as just, regular citizens. You got bad ones coming in too. How do you do anything about that? People are upset. They don't know how to actually articulate the way they feel sometimes. And you know what? When we facing, and I just hate to say this, when we facing shit, instead of dealing with the shit that's at hand, we bring up 20 more issues and we sit here and try to figure out how the hell could we deal with one damn thing before you start talking about dealing with two or three other things. So you just basically saying, fuck it. Now everybody should sit down and just be quiet because you won't let somebody fix one damn problem before you start bringing up others. You got to let people fix the fucking problem first before you start putting other problems up there. I got to solve one problem before we start talking about two other problems. You should be able to solve them all at the same time. No, if you can't solve them all at the same time, why should I? What the hell is really going on? It's people thinking. It's like you out here sitting here trying to find out what the hell really going on. And I'm being told, you wrong for sitting here talking about migrants and no, they were over there having meetings. It was, in every neighborhood. And everybody was addressing their discomfort with the situation of having the encampment in their neighborhoods. They said it's going to bring a lot of crime. And right now, the migrants are being basically associated with some crimes that are happening, man. Breaking in stores and shit like that. Like I said, not everybody that came here with the mindset of getting a better life. They came over here, some of them, to take. I'm going to take that better life. Man, it ain't nobody's, like they said. They said, look, we got to feed them. We got to house them. They don't pay no taxes. We got to do all this shit for them. And they're not even citizens. They haven't fought in any wars or any damn thing. What was all of this help for our veterans and our homeless people here already? So we're going to outsource this. Fam, it's just amazing. And this is just not happening in the United States. It's happening in Germany, Poland, all these other damn countries where people are just saying, hey, look, I could find a better way of life over there. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, man, come on. We need to do fucking better. We gotta sit back and deal with our own shit first before we deal with any damn body. I don't want to fight a war. I don't want to get into that. Rich people profit off of war. Poor people die and get maimed. And nothing good comes from it. But we sit back and study sending our children off to wars. If you notice, you remember the guy from He Who's Left Behind off of Ant-Man? The black guy who played in, I think, Creed 3 too? He was doing a promotional thing for the U.S. Army, for the military. They were using him, but he got into some altercation with a young lady and she claimed some things, but she later on retracted those statements, but damn near derailed his career. But the reason why I bring that up, enrollment in the black community is completely down. One of the biggest Groups that used to go to the army to get away were blacks. Now we're not trying to get away. We're not trying to deal with this shit no more. We done. Now they trying to get us to enlist again. Back into the 80s, we were like the front line until they actually passed a law on that, not having us as the front line. Dude, it's been a lot of shit that's been going on that's built up over a course of period of time. This young generation don't give a damn. They don't care about no wars. Young Asians don't care about wars over there. You got a lot of people not caring about a lot of this shit. And they're trying to actually do away with actually going into any of this. Because people are tired. They're angry and they're frustrated. People just don't want to deal with none of this stuff. This is what happens. This is how people deal with shit. But to later, fam, thank you for watching. Peace out.